Look around you. Nothing stays the same. Seasons change, people grow apart, bodies age, emotions rise and fade. What once brought you joy may now bring you sorrow. What once hurt you deeply may feel like a distant echo. And yet, when we're caught in suffering, it feels eternal, like it will never end. But the Buddha taught a simple truth. All conditioned things are impermanent. When we see this clearly, we begin to awaken. Impermanence isn't something to fear, it's something to understand. It is the very rhythm of life. Joy, pain, success, failure, they all come and go like waves upon the shore. And the moment we stop resisting this flow, we stop suffering. When we cling to pleasure, we suffer when it fades. When we fear pain, we suffer even before it arrives. But when we embrace change as a natural part of life, we begin to move with it instead of against it. Like a leaf floating gently on a stream, we can learn to surrender to the current rather than fighting the tide. And in that surrender, a quiet peace arises. Not because life gets easier, but because our minds grow wiser. To understand impermanence is to step into true freedom, because nothing lasts forever, not even the storm you're in now.
Have you ever noticed how the mind constantly reaches for more? More comfort, more success, more attention. It whispers, "I'll be happy when," but that moment never truly arrives. This restless craving is at the heart of our suffering. The Buddha taught that it's not the world that makes us suffer. It's our desire for it to be different than it is. We want life to obey our plans, people to meet our expectations, and emotions to always feel good. But life doesn't bend to our will, and the more we crave, the more we feel discontent. It's like chasing a mirage in the desert. The closer we think we get, the further it drifts away. But imagine this. What if you could be at peace with what's already here? What if contentment didn't depend on getting more, but on wanting less? The moment we loosen our grip, even just a little, we begin to feel lighter. That tightening in the chest softens, the mind settles, the heart opens. Letting go of desire doesn't mean giving up on life. It means showing up for it fully, without needing it to be something else. True freedom begins when we stop chasing and start being. And in that stillness, a deep and lasting peace is born. Not from getting what we want, but from finally wanting what we have. Peace isn't hiding in the past, nor waiting in the future. It's here, in this very breath, in this exact moment. But most of us miss it. Our minds are constantly drifting, pulled between regrets about yesterday and worries about tomorrow. We're physically present, but mentally elsewhere, lost in thought, lost in noise. Mindfulness is the gentle art of coming home to the now. It's not a technique, it's a way of being, of fully inhabiting the present with awareness and compassion. When you feel anxious or overwhelmed, pause. Breathe. Feel your feet touching the ground. Notice the rhythm of your breath. Listen to the sounds around you without judgment. This simple return to the present moment is powerful. It's like gathering scattered pieces of yourself and bringing them back into one place. And in that place, there is stillness. There is clarity. You become an observer of your thoughts rather than a prisoner of them. You watch emotions rise and fall like waves, but you no longer drown in them. Mindfulness doesn't erase life's problems, but it changes your relationship with them. Instead of reacting, you begin responding, with patience, with presence, with wisdom. The more you practice returning to now, the more you'll find that peace was never far away. It was here all along, waiting for your attention, We often hold on so tightly to people, to success, to comfort, believing that clinging will keep things from slipping away. But life doesn't work that way. The tighter we grip, the more we suffer. Like holding a rope too long, attachment leaves burns not only on our hands, but deep in our hearts. Non-attachment isn't cold or indifferent. It's not about withdrawing from life, but meeting it with open hands instead of clenched fists. Imagine holding a butterfly in your palm. If you squeeze it, you harm it. But if you hold it gently, it stays. This is the essence of non-attachment, caring deeply without trying to possess. We often mistake attachment for love, but real love doesn't cling, it allows. It accepts that people grow, that things change, and that nothing stays forever. When we love without needing to own, we begin to feel a quiet strength inside, a calm resilience that doesn't shatter when things fall apart. Non-attachment is the wisdom of letting go with grace. It's trusting that even if something ends, your peace doesn't have to. And when loss comes, as it always does, you don't collapse. You bow, you breathe, and you continue on. This way of living doesn't make you love less. It allows you to love more freely, more fully, and without fear. Because true peace isn't in holding tight, but in learning when and how to let go. Life will test you again and again. People will say things that sting. Situations will unfold beyond your control. Emotions will rise like wildfires. And in these moments, the mind's first impulse is to react, to lash out, defend, escape, or judge. But the Buddha taught us that between what happens and how we respond, there is a sacred pause, and within that pause lies our freedom. Reacting is automatic. It's driven by ego, fear, and old patterns. But responding is conscious. It requires awareness. When someone criticizes you, can you take a breath instead of speaking right away? Can you feel the emotion without becoming the emotion? That breath, that pause is everything. It's the space where wisdom enters. It's the difference between fueling the fire and letting it burn out on its own. Each time you choose to respond with calm instead of chaos, you're building something strong and steady inside yourself, like laying one stone at a time to build an inner temple of peace. Over time, you become unshakable, not because life gets easier, but because you've stopped letting it pull you in every direction. This is real power, not control over others, but mastery of your own mind. And in that mastery, you discover a peace that no insult, no conflict, no storm can take away. The ego is always whispering, "I must win. I must be right. I must be seen." It pushes us to prove, to defend, to compare. And in that endless striving to protect our image, we create tension within ourselves and with others. The more tightly we cling to who we think we are, the more fragile our peace becomes. But what if you let it go? What if you no longer needed to be the smartest in the room, the loudest in the argument, or the one in control? What if you stopped needing to be someone and simply allowed yourself to be? When the ego softens, something beautiful happens. You become lighter, freer. You begin to realize that you are not your titles, your achievements, or your opinions. These things may describe you, but they do not define you. Humility isn't weakness. It's strength without the need to shout. It's standing grounded in your truth without needing others to agree. And in that humility, peace has room to grow. Letting go of ego doesn't mean giving up your voice. It means using it with wisdom and compassion, not pride. It means stepping out of the story of me and into the reality of we. And when you do, you'll find that the peace you were chasing was hidden beneath the armor of ego all along. The judging mind is quick. It labels, compares, criticizes. It tells you who's right, who's wrong, who's better or worse. But underneath that constant evaluation is a restless heart, one that never finds peace. Judgment builds walls. Compassion builds bridges. When someone hurts you, your first instinct may be to push back, to blame, to harden. But pause and look deeper. What if their cruelty is rooted in pain? What if their anger is just a mask for fear? This doesn't mean you excuse harmful actions, but it does mean you choose not to carry their suffering as your own. Compassion isn't about weakness. It's about strength, the kind that keeps your heart open in a world that often encourages you to close it. When you respond with understanding instead of resentment, you protect your peace instead of scattering it. Try this. The next time you're tempted to judge, breathe. Ask yourself, what pain might this person be carrying? That simple question can dissolve anger, soften the heart, and shift your energy from conflict to calm. Every act of compassion is a gift, not just to others, but to yourself. Because when you choose kindness over criticism, you create a space within where peace can grow, undisturbed by the noise of blame. In choosing compassion, you free yourself from the prison of judgment and step into the freedom of love. In a world filled with constant noise, notifications, conversations, expectations, silence has become a rare and sacred refuge. But silence is not empty. It is full of answers. It is where the mind settles and the soul speaks. The Buddha often retreated into forests, not to escape life, but to deepen his connection with it. He knew that in stillness, we don't run from the world. We return to ourselves. You don't need a mountain cave to find this quiet. Even a few moments each day, away from the noise, can become your sanctuary. Sit, breathe, listen, not to the outer world, but to the rhythm within you. In solitude, you realize you are never truly alone. There is a deeper self waiting beneath the surface, patient, wise, and at peace. Solitude isn't isolation, it's spaciousness. It's the place where thoughts slow down and clarity rises like morning mist. In silence, the heart remembers what truly matters. It remembers how to rest. Modern life convinces us that we must always be doing, achieving, connecting. But the soul craves something else. Space to just be, and in that being, healing begins. So give yourself the gift of silence. Let it hold you, guide you, restore you. In its quiet embrace, you'll find a peace louder than any noise, and a stillness deeper than any distraction. So much of our suffering comes not from what happens to us, but from our resistance to it. We fight reality. We wish things were different. We try to change the unchangeable. But the truth is, life moves according to its own rhythm, not our preferences. We can't control the weather, other people's choices, or the unexpected turns of fate. But we can control how we meet those moments. Acceptance doesn't mean giving up. It means choosing peace over struggle. It means bending like a tree in the storm, flexible yet rooted, instead of snapping under pressure. When we resist what is, we create tension. But when we soften into reality, even the most difficult moments lose some of their sting. This doesn't mean you stop caring or striving. It means you stop suffering over things that are beyond your reach. Try this. The next time life throws something unexpected your way, pause. Ask yourself, can I control this? If the answer is no, let it go. If yes, act with wisdom, not fear. Acceptance is not passive, it's powerful. It frees your energy from fighting the impossible and channels it toward what truly matters. In learning to let go of what you can't control, you reclaim your inner space. You stop being at war with life and begin walking in harmony with it. And in that surrender, deep peace is found. When you live by these principles, you become like a deep, still lake, calm on the surface, unshaken at the depths. Life will continue its dance of change, challenges will come and go, but your inner peace can stand strong like a mountain rising above the passing clouds. If these teachings brought calmness to your heart today, I invite you to subscribe and continue walking this path with me. Remember, true strength is not found in avoiding life storms, but in staying still and centered within them. Let's keep growing this peace together.